Larry, has everybody called in? They're going to meet today?
Well, I'm waiting to see Tom Clevey. I haven't heard that he wasn't going to be here. And he's here.
Okay.
Tom, you're muted.
You're right.
There you go. Thank you.
And we have a quorum. Looks like we're just missing GL, huh? Chet too, I guess. Is he still a citizen of the United States, or what's his story?
He has left us. At least he's left Detroit Lakes.
Where, how about Phil Hansen?
I see his name down there.
He was trying to get on here earlier,
Oh, I didn't see that. I'm sorry.
but he left. I don't know, and he hasn't come back.
Phil, can you hear us?
Apparently not.
Yeah, Phil, you maybe are muted or. Phil, are you there?
Was Mike going to be able to make it today too?
No, Mike was not going to be able to make it.
Okay, thank you.
So we have 1, 2, 3. I gotta have Phil talking to me so I can have a quorum. Phil, why don't you try disconnecting and call in again?
I'm trying to call Phil, but he doesn't answer.
Great.
Phil, are you there?
Yes, I am. I'm on my cell phone and I'm pulling up everything else right now. Sorry about
All right,
that.
yeah, I saw the green box come around your name, so I figured something was happening.
Yeah.
We need you to be informed today, Phil.
Yeah. Okay. I can see you guys now. I'm just on my cell phone. I can see the minutes in the packet here in front of me, so I'm good.
Okay, so we're gonna call the meeting to order with the quorum present. We're missing a couple. We're missing Chet and GL and Mike Stearns. First order of business is the minutes from July 7th. They were in your packet. Any discussion, or I'll take some action?
I read the minutes and I move to approve. Ron Zeman.
You're muted, Matt.
Phil Hansen will second.
There you go.
Phil Hansen seconds. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Next is the financials and the payment of claims.
Tom,
Yeah.
we need to do a roll call for all the votes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Me
that's
too.
all right. Thanks for the reminder. All right, Ron Zeman, your vote.
Yes.
Phil Hansen,
Yes.
Matt Boke.
Aye.
All right, chairman doesn't get to vote unless there's a tie, so. Anyway, back to payment of claims. I see we paid for the survey out at the Cleveland property. Was there anything surprising in there at all?
No, nothing surprising.
All right. Any questions on the financials or payment of claims? Otherwise, I'll take some action.
Are those
Move
payment of claims, or are those all standard? I know it's a little higher than it normally is this month. Is that all standard stuff?
It is.
Is, yeah.
Okay.
I make a motion that we approve the financial report as presented.
Second by Matt.
And Ron and Matt, is that for both months, June and July?
June and July.
Correct.
Okay, motion to approve June and July financials and the payment of claims for each month by Ron, seconded by Matt. Any discussion? All in favor? Oh, wait, sorry. Roll call vote, Ron Zeman,
Aye.
Matt Boke,
Aye.
Phil Hansen.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is a resolution to authorize Kelsey Clem to sign documents. That is on page 17 of your agenda. I guess we didn't ever do this when you got hired, Kelsey, or is it an annual thing?
No, it's not an annual thing. It's in our ordinance that he is authorized to sign. But Charlie Ramstead, the city attorney, has asked that we have this resolution because sometimes different companies, finance companies and mortgage companies want to have a resolution that they can stick with their documents that show that he's authorized to sign. So that's why we're doing it.
I make a motion that we authorize Kelsey Clem, the executive director, to sign all legal documents on behalf of the Detroit Lakes Development Authority.
I'd second that.
All right, and any discussion? The only thing I have is I guess it was prepared by the attorney. It's probably fine, but it just struck me as odd that Kelsey signs the document authorizing Kelsey to sign documents. But
Apparently that's okay. I wondered about that too, Tom.
yeah, it reeks a little bit of Radar O'Reilly, but that's okay. Okay, roll call vote. Motion to approve the resolution. Ron Zeman,
Aye.
Matt Boke,
Aye.
Phil Hansen.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. And the next item on the agenda is update on the Railside development. Who's taking that?
Well, I can take that. Basically, I just wanted to let everybody know that we met with the representatives of Good and Company, and they seemed very reasonable in their expectations. They weren't ready to sell right this minute, but they are looking at some of the lots that we have in the industrial park. And they seem very open to coming to some sort of an agreement to sell when the time comes.
Did they give a date down the road? I know with COVID and everything, but they give you a kind of a projection?
No. Tom, you want to chime in on that?
Yeah, they have not given any projection on that. It's probably going to be spring. You know, they want to get some sort of commitment on the land and have somebody start designing a building. They did say that the building that they want to build is much bigger than what they have, and they need room for semis to turn around. And that they, with the size building they look to add, they're looking to add, I think they said 5 or 6 jobs. But I don't know if it'll be a spring build or not. They're starting their homework right now. So, and then that means our homework is what we kind of need to start looking at for that north side of the track development and get something attractive up there.
Well, this is Phil Hansen. Is there any way we could, I don't know, maybe the committee that's already talked to them could, and Tom, maybe this is you, can we go out and look at our parcels out there, or maybe more than one parcel that are side by side, and help them become more attracted to moving out there? Obviously, they're going to need their price too, but there's probably some preferred lots that there's some lots that probably won't work. Maybe we could try to help them along once they envision where they could go. I don't know if we want them up on Tower Road, or if they want to be up on Tower Road, if we'd rather have them in the industrial park.
Muted, Tom.
Yeah. I don't know if they need any assistance. We threw some stuff at them, and I don't know if they need any or want any. I don't think they're that far yet. For sure, they're not leaving town. You know, that I got from the manager. I know the manager, and we met with him and the president that drove up from the cities. And so we're still pretty positive, Phil, that they're gonna do something.
Very good.
Can't hear you, Tom.
And so that's all we have on that. Next is old business was just the priority lists, commercial and residential, or commercial and economic. I have nothing on those 2 lists, Kelsey or
I have nothing new to add either.
all right.
I've got a question. What have we heard anything back from Becker County in regards to that land on Tower Road that they need for their public works building? That they agreed to the signing of the agreement and agreed to the purchase price for the 4-year work study?
We're heading towards a closing on September 9th.
Okay. Very good.
And they haven't given any time yet of when they're going to build either, have they?
No,
But they're fine with the 4 years in there?
they were fine with that.
Okay, very good.
All right. Anything else on those lists, Larry?
Nothing else.
Kelsey? Nothing else for the good of the order?
I've got a comment to make that our downtown is starting to look pretty thin. And with that Hometown Crafts leaving the mall yesterday, we've got a lot of empty spaces there. And I'm just wondering if there's is there a way that we need to reach out to Went Johnson over there in the mall to see if there's anything we do to help get some retail in downtown there, because it's getting pretty slim right now. And we're getting too many shops filled up with offices and barber shops and beauty shops, and we're kind of losing the retail. And we need, boy, we used to be a retail mecca here for many, many, many years, and we're really losing it right now. I think we need to do something to try to see what can be done. I know it's tough times in the retail world right now, but with all the empties in that mall too, it's very tough.
And do you have
I
some
can-
suggestions about what we can do?
I could certainly reach out to Wint Johnson and see if there's anything on his mind.
I just think we're going to have to do something to try to attract some retail in here, because if you take away what's lost the last 2 years downtown, it's pretty. I had one person talk to their family, said, we got to go to Fargo to shop everything. We're back to school now. Other than Walmart, JCPenney's has hardly anything for people. And, we're just, that used to all be business here in town. If we didn't have Lake Sports Shop downtown right now, we would really see a loss of customers.
It's a difficult time to try and find retail stores that are looking for spaces and wanting
Oh,
to
and
do
I
the
agree with
expansion.
that, but boy, we just can't keep losing them. And Pizza Hut's soon gone. So it's just a lot of empties, and that's a big concern, because we used to be big in retail here in town.
Well, I agree. I don't know what we can do without a specific requests, but outside of just do our best to talk to everyone we
We
know.
can visit with Went and see what's happening, and see if he's getting, should be able to reach out to some business to see if they would like to come into Detroit Lakes. We've got a good town, a good population. We serve the region here pretty well here. But I hate to see us end up like Fergus Falls or some of those little falls and some of those Wadinas. I don't want us to look like those towns.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the way the world is out of our control a bit. Anyway, Kelsey, you have an update on the CARES program.
Yeah, I just thought I'd give you guys an update. I talked to Guy Fisher this afternoon, and the county board earlier today approved several of their round one CARES Act business subsidy grants. For round one, they had 46 applications. And it sounds like they did 23 awards, varying degree and sizes, with a cap of $25,000. I think he said 11 of those applications hit the cap of $25,000. For a total, I think he said it's on the 290 and change range. So a little less than 300,000 is what they awarded in round one. So those were approved. Their next step is round two is supposed to be hitting their website. They basically authorized that at the board meeting earlier today. So I checked earlier that I didn't see the information on the county website yet, but I imagine the next day or so that'll be available. Round two, they're changing it up a little bit. They're opening up some of the parameters. One of the things is the round one was limited to basically your business losses from March to May. The new one, I think, is going to be a longer period from March all the way to August, or maybe further, to October and November. The biggest change is they're going to open it up to nonprofits. So you said that includes all 501c3s and I think C16s, which I think are like American Legions and those type of things. The ones that have different bar and restaurant operations here in town. They're also going to loosen up the FTEs from a max of 25 to 30. And see what the next wave of applications are. I don't know what the deadline is yet. And I guess at this point, at the city, we've talked about doing our own program, but based upon what they're doing and the funding that they have available, I think we'll just keep directing people to the county program. I think for a variety of reasons, some people aren't applying. Again, it's the business loss after you figure in the PPP. So I think some businesses, even though saw a significant business loss, if they were made whole through the PPP funds, they're not applying. I guess we'll kind of see where this next round goes, and I don't know if anyone has any questions about that.
I have no.
This is Phil. It's interesting that the county is doing that, because all the townships, we signed up for this too, and we got $43,500. It's already in our account. If we can't use it for the described purposes, which we will not be able to use it all for that, we may use about 10,000. We're going to give about 30,000 back to the county, because you have to give it to the next higher authority. So I don't know how many other townships in the county are doing that. But I guess I'd encourage, 501c3s, round 2, round 3. I mean, there's probably going to be more money there, because when we're done using ours, what we can, they're going to have another pot of money to distribute. Our thought at the township was, it's a lot of work going through the application, but, we'd rather have that money spent in our area than not signing up and it going to Alabama or Tennessee. There's probably going to be more of that coming, I guess is what my message is.
Phil, where are you using your monies at in your township?
Well, they have to be for what the requirements are. They have to happen in the time frame. They can't be in our budget, and they have to be for COVID related. So we're buying some computers to do remote meetings if we have to. We're buying some devices, some PPE stuff. But we might be able to spend $10,000. We bought new election booths. Our booths were just a frame above it, an old metal frame with some cloth in between. We got rid of that, and we bought $2,500 worth of new election booths, standalone from the county. So and that really improved our election process. And they fit the parameters. Not in our budget, due to COVID-19, and so it ended within this time frame. So I wish there was more stuff we could find, but there's just not. Some people were using it to update their HVAC systems, I guess. I talked to Mike Brethorst over there, and you can't do that, and you can't get a new heating system in your building, because it just that won't pass the muster, I guess. So, but we're being, like I said, when we're done on November, we're going to send our money back to the county, which will be about to the tune of $30,000.
So to answer your question, Bulky, you mentioned about how much do I know is in Detroit Lakes. I don't know. I don't know if they plan on releasing those names. I think they're going to try to keep it secret. Or not secret, private data. But I don't know how much of that 300,000 is going to Detroit Lakes. They did say the ones who capped out at 25,000, because some of them, were able to show a bigger need or a bigger loss, that in the end, if there's additional money left over, they'd go back to the ones who submitted the application and potentially give them more money.
Okay.
Chairman, one other thing just going to mention quick too is we're working on budget at the city. The preliminary levy is on the council agenda for next week. And as you know, the Development Authority gets a levy portion, and it's basically going to be the same as last year is what we have currently in the preliminary budget. The levy amount's a little bit less, and the main reason for that is that tax abatement for Lucky Dog. I believe, Larry, correct me if I'm wrong, expires next year. So the payment,
That would be right.
So the payment is less. So that's really the only reason why the Development Authority levy is a little bit less for next year, because of that. So you have the tax abatement to Lucky Dog, you have the $50,000 loan to the DLCCC, and then there's basically just a $15,000 operating levy that goes to the Development Authority on the tax levy. So basically the same as 2020.
Is Lucky Dog, are they still trying to sell out, Larry?
I don't know where they're at. I haven't heard from them in a long time.
Because what would happen if they decide to shut that thing down? Where would we be in on that?
We don't have any connection with Lucky Dog for loans or anything like that.
Okay, so we're good there then, okay.
Yep.
Very good, thank you.
All right, anything else? I left off with Kelsey, moving to Matt. Anything, Matt?
No, sir.
Phil?
No.
All right, well, good luck with your COVID money. Thanks, everyone. Unless there's some objection, I'm going to adjourn the meeting. 24 minutes. Not our record, but we're getting good.
See you
All
next
right,
Sounds good. Thank
All right.
you.
Meeting's adjourned. Thanks, everybody.